Do you ever find yourself waking up with that pins and needles sensation in your feet? Or perhaps a dull ache, a persistent tingling, or even a strange numbness that just won't go away, making every step feel a little less stable, a little less sure? It's a common complaint among us seniors. That feeling that your feet just aren't quite there anymore. It can be more than just annoying. It can be truly debilitating, affecting your balance, your mobility, and even your peace of mind. What if I told you that some of the very foods you consider healthy might actually be making this discomfort worse? Yes, those seemingly innocent choices in your fruit bowl could be silently contributing to that persistent numbness in your feet. In this video, we're going to uncover 6 surprising fruits that, while good in moderation for some, can actually worsen those numb, tingly sensations in your feet, especially as we get older. We'll explore why they might be causing trouble and what you can do instead to keep your feet feeling happy and healthy. Make sure you watch to the very end, because I'll share something with you that might just surprise you about how simple changes can make a profound difference. Let's dive right into the first fruit group that might be secretly undermining the comfort in your feet: dried fruits. Now, when you think of dried fruits, you might imagine a wholesome snack, packed with vitamins and minerals, a convenient little burst of sweetness. We're talking about things like raisins, dates, dried apricots, cranberries, and prunes. They're often seen as a healthy alternative to candy or processed snacks, and in many ways, they are. But here's the crucial part: while they retain many of their nutrients, the drying process removes almost all of their water content, concentrating everything else, especially the natural sugars. Think about it. A small handful of raisins might seem innocent, but that handful can contain the sugar equivalent of a large bunch of fresh grapes. It's like taking a whole fruit and shrinking it down into a tiny, super sweet package. For seniors, this concentrated sugar content can be a real issue, especially when it comes to nerve health and the sensation in your feet when you consume a lot of sugar at once. Whether it's from a sugary drink or a concentrated dried fruit, your body has to work quickly to process it. This leads to a rapid spike in your blood sugar levels. Over time, frequent blood sugar spikes and consistently high blood sugar can damage the tiny blood vessels that supply oxygen and nutrients to your nerves, especially those in your extremities, your hands and feet. This damage to the nerves is known as neuropathy, and it's a primary cause of that numbness, tingling, or burning sensation you might be experiencing. It's like your nerves are being starved of what they need to function properly. Moreover, high sugar intake can contribute to systemic inflammation throughout your body. Inflammation is your body's natural response to injury or irritation. But chronic, low-grade inflammation can wear down tissues, including nerve endings, making them more sensitive or less able to transmit signals properly. So, while dried fruits offer fiber and some nutrients, their concentrated sugar can exacerbate these underlying issues, leading to more pronounced foot discomfort. It's not about cutting them out entirely, but understanding the impact of their concentration. Instead of grabbing a large handful of trail mix laden with dried fruit, try a smaller portion, perhaps just a few raisins mixed into oatmeal, or a single date alongside some nuts for healthy fats and protein. The fiber and protein will help slow down the absorption of sugar, mitigating that sharp blood sugar spike. Or, better yet, choose their fresh counterparts. A handful of fresh grapes or a whole apple provides similar nutrients with more water, more fiber, and a less concentrated sugar load, allowing your body to process the sugars more gradually and gently. Moving on. Our next fruit that can worsen numbness in your feet is one we often reach for when it's perfectly ripe and sweet: very ripe bananas. Now, bananas are incredibly popular, and for good reason. They're convenient, they're a good source of potassium, and they're often recommended for energy. But have you ever noticed how a green banana tastes quite starchy and not very sweet, while a banana covered in brown spots is incredibly soft and almost syrupy sweet? This change in taste and texture isn't just about ripeness, it's about a fundamental change in the banana's composition. As a banana ripens, its complex carbohydrates, or starches, convert into simple sugars, namely glucose, fructose, and sucrose. The more spots it has, the sweeter it gets, and the higher its sugar content becomes. For someone concerned about numbness in their feet, especially if it's related to blood sugar management or neuropathy, Opting for very ripe bananas can be problematic, just like with dried fruits. Consuming a high amount of simple sugars at once can lead to a quick surge in blood glucose. While our bodies need sugar for energy, a constant roller coaster of sugar highs and lows is what puts stress on our blood vessels and nerves. Imagine your blood vessels as delicate roadways that deliver vital supplies to your nerve endings. When you have too much sugar circulating, it can become sticky and thick, damaging these delicate roadways and making it harder for essential nutrients to reach your nerves. This ongoing stress and damage can worsen existing nerve problems or even contribute to the onset of new sensations like numbness or tingling. A very ripe banana, while delicious, can deliver a more potent sugar punch than its greener, firmer counterparts, potentially exacerbating these issues. So, what's the solution? It's not that you need to avoid bananas altogether, but perhaps choose them wisely. Opt for bananas that are still slightly firm and have less brown spotting. These bananas will have a lower glycemic index, meaning their sugars will be released more slowly into your bloodstream, causing a gentler rise in blood sugar. If you do enjoy very ripe bananas, consider pairing them with something that slows sugar absorption, like a tablespoon of almond butter, a small handful of walnuts, or some Greek yogurt. The fat and protein in these additions can help mitigate the sugar spike. Portion control is also key. Perhaps half a very ripe banana instead of a whole one. By being mindful of the ripeness and what you pair it with, you can still enjoy bananas without unknowingly contributing to your foot discomfort. Now that we've looked at how dried fruits and very ripe bananas might be affecting your feet, let's turn our attention to another popular category that can be surprisingly impactful. Next on our list are some of those delicious, vibrant tropical fruits, specifically mangoes and pineapples. These fruits are celebrated for their juicy sweetness and their bounty of vitamins, particularly vitamin C and antioxidants. They evoke images of warmth and sunshine, and they're often included in healthy eating plans. However, what makes them so appealing, their intense sweetness, is precisely why they can be challenging for those dealing with foot numbness, especially if that numbness is linked to blood sugar issues. Mangoes, when ripe, are incredibly rich in natural sugars. A single medium-sized mango can contain upwards of 45 grams of sugar, which is significantly more than many other common fruits. Pineapples also pack a sweet punch, with a cup of diced pineapple containing around 16 grams of sugar. Both of these fruits have a relatively high glycemic index, meaning their sugars are absorbed quickly into your bloodstream, leading to a rapid and pronounced rise in blood sugar levels. Think of it this way: when your body processes a large dose of sugar from these fruits, it's like sending a sudden surge of fuel into your system. While this might be great for a quick energy boost, repeated or excessive surges can put a strain on your body's ability to regulate blood sugar, particularly your pancreas and its insulin production. Over time, if blood sugar levels are consistently high or fluctuating wildly, it can lead to damage to the delicate nerve fibers, which are highly sensitive to these metabolic changes. This nerve damage, known as peripheral neuropathy, can manifest as that frustrating numbness, tingling, or even pain in your feet. The constant inflammation that can accompany high sugar intake also plays a role, creating an environment that is less than ideal for nerve health. So, while these tropical fruits are natural and offer great nutrients, their concentrated sweetness needs to be approached with caution for seniors experiencing foot discomfort. It's certainly not a call to completely banish these delightful fruits from your diet. The key lies in moderation and mindful consumption. If you love mango or pineapple, enjoy them in smaller portions. Instead of a whole large mango, try a quarter or a half. With pineapple, a small handful of cubes rather than several large slices might be a better choice. Consider pairing these sweet fruits with something that will slow down sugar absorption, like a source of protein or healthy fats. A few slices of mango alongside a serving of plain Greek yogurt or a small piece of pineapple with a handful of almonds can help stabilize your blood sugar response. You might also try less ripe versions if you can find them, as their sugar content tends to be lower. By being strategic with how and when you enjoy these tropical treasures, you can still reap their nutritional benefits without inadvertently worsening your foot sensations. Now, let's talk about another common fruit that often flies under the radar when it comes to sugar content grapes. Grapes, especially the seedless varieties, are incredibly easy to eat. You can pop them into your mouth one after another without really thinking about how many you're consuming. They're juicy, refreshing, and considered a healthy snack, often praised for their antioxidants, like resveratrol, especially in red and purple grapes. However, despite their small size, grapes are surprisingly high in natural sugars, and because they're so easy to overeat, it's very common to consume a large amount of sugar from them in one sitting. A single cup of grapes can contain about 23 grams of sugar, which is equivalent to about 5 teaspoons of sugar. And how many of us stop at just 1 cup? It's often more like 2 or 3. The problem, similar to the other fruits we've discussed, lies in this concentrated sugar load. When you eat a large bowl of grapes, you're essentially giving your body a significant amount of easily digestible sugar all at once. Because grapes, especially seedless ones, have less fiber compared to a larger, more fibrous fruit like an apple or an orange. Their sugars are absorbed very quickly into your bloodstream. This rapid absorption can lead to a sharp spike in blood sugar levels. For seniors, particularly those with prediabetes, diabetes, or simply an aging metabolism that's less efficient at processing sugars, these frequent blood sugar spikes can be detrimental. Consistent high blood sugar levels can damage the tiny blood vessels and nerves over time, leading to or worsening conditions like peripheral neuropathy, which, as we've mentioned, causes numbness, tingling, or even burning sensations in the feet. It's a cumulative effect, where each sugar surge contributes to the overall strain on your circulatory and nervous systems. So, while grapes offer wonderful health benefits from their antioxidants, their high sugar content and ease of overconsumption make them a potential aggravator for foot discomfort. The good news is, you don't have to give up grapes entirely. The key is mindful portion control. Instead of snacking directly from the bag, measure out a small handful, perhaps 10-15 grapes, and place them in a bowl. This simple act can make you more aware of how much you're truly eating. Another smart strategy is to pair your grapes with something that contains protein or healthy fats, like a small piece of cheese, a few almonds, or a dollop of unsweetened Greek yogurt. The protein and fat will help slow down the digestion and absorption of the grape sugars, leading to a more gradual and stable rise in blood sugar. You might also consider choosing darker varieties of grapes, as they tend to have higher antioxidant levels, giving you more nutritional bang for your sugar buck. And remember, fresh whole grapes are always preferable to grape juice, which completely removes the beneficial fiber. By making these small adjustments, you can still enjoy the sweetness of grapes without unknowingly contributing to the discomfort in your feet. Moving on from those sweet tropical delights and easy-to-eat grapes, our next 2 fruits might seem obvious to some, but they're often overlooked culprits in the kitchen. Now, let's talk about a fruit form that might seem convenient, but often comes with a hidden drawback: canned fruits in syrup. You might grab a can of peaches, pears, or fruit cocktail from the pantry, thinking it's an easy way to get your fruit intake, especially when fresh fruit isn't readily available or in season. However, most canned fruits, particularly those labeled in heavy syrup or even in light syrup, are packed in a sugary solution. This added syrup significantly increases the overall sugar content of the fruit, far beyond what you'd find naturally. While the fruit itself still contains some vitamins and fiber, the benefit is largely overshadowed by the substantial amount of refined sugar it's swimming in. It's like taking a perfectly good fruit and dousing it in liquid candy. For seniors experiencing numbness in their feet, this added sugar is a major concern. As we've discussed, consistently high sugar intake, especially from added sugars, is a primary driver of inflammation throughout the body. This systemic inflammation can exacerbate existing nerve damage or contribute to new problems. Furthermore, added sugars contribute directly to blood sugar spikes and, over time, can lead to insulin resistance and a higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes, a condition where neuropathy and foot numbness are incredibly common and often severe. The body struggles to process this influx of sugar, leading to a cascade of effects that impact circulation, nerve function, and overall metabolic health. When your nerves aren't getting the consistent supply of blood and nutrients they need because of sugar-induced circulatory issues or inflammation. Those numb and tingly sensations in your feet can become much worse and more frequent. So, while canned fruit can be a quick option, the syrup it's bathed in poses a significant risk to your lower limb comfort. The good news is that if you rely on canned fruits, there are much better choices available. Always look for canned fruit labeled in water, in its own juice, or no added sugar. Even then, it's a good practice to drain the fruit thoroughly and even give it a quick rinse under cold water before eating to wash away any residual syrup. Better yet, opt for fresh or frozen fruits whenever possible. Frozen fruits are picked at their peak ripeness and flash frozen, preserving their nutrients without the need for added sugars or preservatives. They are just as nutritious, if not more so, than fresh produce that has traveled long distances. Keep a bag of frozen berries or mixed fruit in your freezer for smoothies, oatmeal, or simply to thaw and enjoy. This simple swap from syrup-laden canned fruit to smarter alternatives can significantly reduce your added sugar intake and offer a tangible improvement in your overall health, including the comfort in your feet. Finally, we arrive at a beverage that many people mistakenly believe is a cornerstone of a healthy diet: fruit juices, even those labeled 100% natural or no added sugar. Now, on the surface, fruit juice seems like a sensible choice. It comes from fruit, so it must be good for you, right? The truth is, when fruit is juiced, something vital is lost: its fiber. Fiber is the unsung hero of fruit consumption. It's what gives whole fruit its bulk and chewiness, and it plays a crucial role in how your body processes the fruit's natural sugars. Fiber slows down the digestion and absorption of sugar, leading to a much more gradual and controlled rise in blood sugar levels. When you remove that fiber by juicing, you're left with essentially a glass of concentrated sugar water. Think about how many oranges it takes to make a single glass of orange juice. You wouldn't eat 4 or 5 oranges in one sitting, but you can drink their concentrated sugar equivalent in a matter of seconds. For seniors dealing with foot numbness, consuming fruit juice can be particularly detrimental because there's no fiber to slow things down. The sugars from fruit juice hit your bloodstream very rapidly, causing a sharp and immediate spike in blood glucose. These sudden spikes put a tremendous strain on your body's metabolic system, leading to the same issues we've discussed: damage to small blood vessels, increased inflammation, and stress on nerve cells. Over time, these repeated sugar surges can aggravate or accelerate the progression of neuropathy, intensifying that numbness, tingling, or burning sensation in your feet. It's a bit like giving your body a sugar rush, but without the natural braking mechanism that fiber provides. So, while the label might say 100% juice, it's 100% concentrated sugar. And for the health of your nerves and the comfort of your feet, it's a very different story than eating the whole fruit. The best advice here is to largely replace fruit juices with whole fruit whenever possible. When you eat a whole apple, pear, or a handful of berries, you're getting all the beneficial fiber along with the vitamins and minerals. This allows your body to absorb the natural sugars much more slowly, preventing those harmful blood sugar spikes. If you really enjoy the taste of juice, try diluting it with water, half juice, half water, to reduce the sugar concentration per serving. Or consider making your own smoothies at home, where you blend the whole fruit, retaining all that precious fiber. Even better, focus on hydrating with plain water, unsweetened teas, or water infused with slices of cucumber, lemon, or a few berries. These choices provide hydration without the hidden sugar load. Remember, the goal isn't to demonize all fruit. It's about being mindful of the types and amounts of sugar we consume, especially as we age and our bodies process things differently. Small, informed changes truly can make a monumental difference in how you feel, from the tips of your toes right up to your head. So, to recap, we've explored 6 types of fruits that, while sometimes seen as healthy, can worsen numbness in your feet due to their concentrated sugar content and the impact that sugar has on your nerves and circulation. We've talked about how dried fruits pack a surprising sugar punch in a tiny package, how very ripe bananas contain more simple sugars than their firmer counterparts, and how delicious tropical fruits like mangoes and pineapples can lead to rapid blood sugar spikes. We also looked at how easy it is to overconsume sugary grapes, the hidden added sugars in canned fruits immersed in syrup, and how fruit juices, even 100% natural ones, deliver a concentrated shot of sugar without the beneficial fiber. The common thread here isn't that fruit is bad, but that being aware of the sugar content and how your body processes it, especially as we get older, is incredibly important for nerve health and foot comfort. Remember, the goal isn't about restriction. It's about empowerment through knowledge. It's about making smarter, more informed choices that align with your body's needs. Small adjustments to your diet, like choosing a less ripe banana, enjoying a smaller portion of tropical fruit, or opting for whole fruit over juice, can make a significant difference in reducing inflammation and stabilizing your blood sugar, which in turn can lead to noticeable improvements in those frustrating numb or tingly sensations in your feet. Your body is incredibly resilient, and it responds beautifully to the care and attention you give it. These aren't drastic changes, but mindful shifts that can lead to profound improvements in your daily comfort and mobility. Have you noticed any of these fruits affecting you? Or do you have other tips for managing foot discomfort? Perhaps a particular food you found helpful? We'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We're a community here, and your insights can truly help others who might be struggling with similar issues. If you found this information helpful, please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps our channel reach more seniors who can benefit from this kind of practical and empowering health advice. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. We're always here to share more practical tips to help you feel your best at any age. Taking charge of your health, one mindful bite at a time, is truly empowering. Here's to living your best life, feeling comfortable and confident in every step you take. At every age,